Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm almost tempted to be late. Almost tempted, brothers and sisters. When I say I'm almost tempted, I mean I'm really almost tempted. Tempted so that let's see how many of you hang around. Maybe if I'm late by 5 minutes and see what happens. Could it be possible that you will all hang around and wait for me? I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just not turn up one day. You never know. I could just drop dead. I could be unwell. I could be sick. But Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Allah is my witness and Allah is the best of the provider. He is ultimately all our, the dua of Ibrahim. Hasbi Allah wa ni'mal wakil. Allah is enough for me. Hasbun Allah wa ni'mal wakil. Allah is enough for all of us, inshallah. I hope you're well. I hope you're having a fantastic time. My usual program today, inshallah, we've got Quran recitation, we've got some quiz. I'm going to give you some questions and see if you can answer them. What is more important, my brothers and sisters, is connectivity. To hear you talk, to say salam to you, to hear what you've had for iftar. So, you know what? I'd love to set up an iftar competition. Who eats the most? I don't think I will win that. Guess what happened today? I went out for a change and I met Imam Jasad. Luckily, his wife didn't send me another pie. That was very lucky of me because it was delicious. But, having too many pies would give me a big, massive stomach. And I'm really, really not up to getting a massive stomach, not at this stage. I'm nearing to 48 now. And in October, some of you would be wondering, yes, October the 19th is my birthday, just in case you want to send me a box of chocolate, maybe a bunch of flowers, a gift, any welcome, no problem. We always welcome gifts. So yeah, that was my birthday. October, I'll be 49. Subhanallah, not very far away from 50. Big 50 coming up soon, inshallah. 1.5 years to go. Life changes completely. I was just thinking about it today. At the back of my dear brother Jimmy's wife was passed away. I was thinking, brothers and sisters, life is so volatile. We'll all go one day. Who knows? I could be the next. Who knows? We have no idea. You have no idea when your life is going to be coming to an end. Brothers and sisters, never take it for granted. And most importantly, whatever you do, remember to be ready to die. That's the only reason we are born, to die. May Allah have mercy on my dear sister who's passed away, Brother Jimmy's wife. May Allah grant her highest of paradise. Forgive her, make her journey from this world to the next smooth. May Allah make all of our lives productive and protect our loved ones from any illnesses, any problems. Let me say salam to a few people. Unaisa bint Jamal, you are the first one today. You've beaten, oh my Lord, what happened to Alfonso? Alfonso, you've been beaten by Unaisa today. Salam, my beloved brothers and sisters. Hope you're feeling very blessed. Alhamdulillah, we are. A productive day. Who else has been saying salam? Mariam Mangera has said, Assalamu alaikum, Unaisa. You beat me and brother Alfonso today. Yes, you did indeed. Jamila bin Zubayda Ahmed says, Assalamu alaikum. I usually watch on Facebook. Now I found you on the YouTube. Was wondering where the other messages were coming from. Yes, YouTube. You can message me from there too. By the way, Zubayda, subscribe to the channel. Just subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to YouTube channel, my one, do, because every time I'm on, you will get a notification. You will, inshallah. Any new messages that's going up, any khutbah that we do will go up there, inshallah, and you can obviously watch it. And salam alaikum from Sariha Mangera. Kabul Chowdhury from Bangladesh is saying salam alaikum. I'm also waiting for you, mashallah. He said, I am also wait for you live, mashallah. Aisha Amal says salam alaikum. Ruma says salam alaikum. Ali says salam alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh through the world. What was the iftar like today? What did we have for iftar today? We had a quiche, asparagus quiche. Asparagus quiche. Can't even pronounce it. It was so delicious. And I had salad, as I normally do. Beautiful, lots of salad. My salad consists of lots of green leaves, vegetables, of course, carrots. I had radish. I had nuts on it. And then I have a dressing, fresh and extra virgin olive oil, not from this country, bought fresh from the press from Spain when I traveled there. And then a little bit of pinch of salt with lots of balsamic vinegar drenched in it. And then I eat it with hummus. Hummus, oh, divine food. I told my wife I could live on hummus and salad for the rest of my life. What a life, isn't it? What about you? What was your iftar like today? Let's hear from yourselves, inshallah. Now we have Imam Liaqat's son, the very Yamin, the young man, one and only, is waiting over there. Salaam alaikum, Yamin.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
I've been told to put your name and not have your father's name.
Oh, yeah. I realized just now that it was under his name as well.
So I put your name up. It's all right. You and I are both now Yamin. You're Yamin, I'm Yamin. Both of us are Yamin. Alhamdulillah.
Okay.
It was good to see you today, though.
Yeah, Jazakallah for coming over and delivering the gifts, and also thank you for, to Sister Rabia for it as well.
Alhamdulillah. Thank your dad for giving us a gift on the way out. Alhamdulillah. Thank him and you for the wonderful reception. Allah bless you. We're waiting for you to recite. Do you want to start?
Yes.
Which surah are you reciting today?
It is Surah Shura.
Bismillah. Yallah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إليه يرد علم الساعة وما تخرج من ثمرات من أكمامها وما تحمل من أنثى ولا تضع إلا بعلمه ويوم يناديهم أين شركائي قالوا آذناك ما منا من شهيد وضل عنهم ما كانوا يدعون من قبل وظنوا ما لهم من محيص لا يسأم الإنسان من دعاء الخير وإن مسه الشر فيئوس قنوط ولئن أذقناه رحمة منا من بعد ضراء مسته ليقولن هذا لي وما أظن الساعة قائمة ولئن رجعت إلى ربي إن لي عنده للحسنى فلننبئن الذين كفروا بما عملوا ولنذيقنهم من عذاب الغليظ وإذا أنعمنا على الإنسان أعرض ونأى بجانبه وإذا مسه الشر فذو دعاء عريض قل أرأيتم إن كان من عند الله ثم كفرتم به من أضل ممن هو في شقاق بعيد سنريهم آياتنا في الآفاق وفي أنفسهم حتى يتبين لهم أنه الحق أولم يكف بربك أنه على كل شيء شهيد ألا إنهم في مرية من لقاء ربهم ألا إنه بكل شيء محيط بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم حميم عين سين قاف كذلك يوحي إليك وإذا الذين من قبلك الله العزيز الحكيم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وهو العلي العظيم. تكاد السماوات يتفطرن من فوقهن والملائكة يسبحون بحمد ربهم ويستغفرون لمن في الأرض ألا إن الله هو الغفور الرحيم. والذين اتخذوا من دونه أولياء الله حفيظ عليهم وما أنت عليهم بوكيل. وكذلك أوحينا إليك قرآنا عربيا لتنذر القرى ومن حولها وتنذر يوم الجمع لا ريب فيه فريق في الجنة وفريق في السعير. ولو شاء الله لجعلهم أمة واحدة ولكن يدخل من يشاء في رحمته والظالمون ما لهم من ولي ولا نصير. أم اتخذوا من دونه أولياء فالله هو الولي وهو يحيي الموتى وهو على كل شيء قدير. وما اختلفتم فيه من شيء فحكمه إلى الله ذلكم الله ربي عليه توكلت وإليه أنيب. فاطر السماوات والأرض جعل لكم من أنفسكم أزواجا ومن الأنعام أزواجا يذرأكم فيه ليس كمثله شيء وهو السميع البصير. له مقاليد السماوات والأرض يبسط الرزق لمن يشاء ويقدر إنه بكل شيء عليم. شرع لكم من الدين ما وصى به نوحا والذي أوحينا إليك وما وصينا به إبراهيم وموسى وعيسى أن أقيموا الدين ولا تتفرقوا فيه كبر على المشركين ما تدعوهم إليه الله يجتبي إليه من يشاء ويهدي إليه من ينيب. وما تفرقوا إلا من بعد ما جاءهم العلم بغيا بينهم ولولا كلمة سبقت من ربك إلى أجل مسمى لقضي بينهم وإن الذين أورثوا الكتاب من بعدهم لفي شك منه مريب. فلذلك فادع واستقم كما أمرت ولا تتبع أهواءهم وقل آمنت بما أنزل الله من كتاب وأمرت لأعدل بينكم الله ربنا وربكم لنا أعمالنا ولكم أعمالكم لا حجة بيننا وبينكم الله يجمع بيننا وإليه المصير. صدق الله العظيم.
ما شاء الله يمين. Allah has given you an amazing voice. Allahu Akbar. Allah give you hayatan tayyibah. Allah give you the best of this world and the hereafter, and Allah accept your dua in this month of Ramadan and open up the doors of opportunity, inshallah. And if you are ever planning to be an imam, an Islamic scholar, you'll make a good one.
جزاك الله خير. Make dua for me, inshallah.
You finished you're in your first year of university, aren't you?
First year, yeah. Just start
Once
first
you
year.
finish your university, I would recommend that you go off to
Right.
an Islamic institute and study for 3 years and get a BA Islamic degree or something, or
Yeah,
your
that's what
Alami course or something like that.
yeah, that's ideally what my dad wanted. So inshallah, we'll
Yeah.
see how it
Don't
goes.
go to any of the, and this is no disrespect, don't go to any of those old schools,
Yeah,
baggage ridden. Some
yeah,
schools will teach you Urdu before you learn Arabic.
yeah,
Go to a good institute, such as even if you go to Egypt,
yeah,
or Jordan, or places where they will teach you a rounded nature of Islam rather than the one tunnel vision of Islam.
yeah.
Allah bless you,
Inshallah.
young man.
Jazakallah.
Keep up the good work. If you need any advice and help, we are here for you.
Okay, inshallah.
Barakallah khair.
Assalamu
Assalamu
alaikum.
alaikum. Alaikum assalam. Beautiful voice, mashallah. Amazing voice indeed. Allah bless him. Allah give him hayatan tayyiba. Allah give him the best of this world and the hereafter. Ladies and gentlemen, we have none other than our very echo Imam is back, though he has redeemed himself. He is no longer sharing any echoes with anybody. I can tell you that very comfortably. He has already proven not to be doing any echoes to anyone. Alhamdulillah. I'm sorry, Imam. I had to say this. I had to say it because it's funny. Alhamdulillah. I hope you don't mind. Inshallah. We will come to you straight away. I want to show people some photographs. Just a couple of seconds, Imam. Just hold on there. A couple of photographs that we had today taken on our tour of London, and we decided to go and visit some people. So here you go. We have, if you can see that, this is visiting the very Hafiz who just recited the Quran, mashallah, Yameen and his father, Imam Liyaqat. Look at that, alhamdulillah. And they're looking great together, mashallah. So that's Imam and his father. The next one, if you can see, is I don't think you can see his picture. I can't, you can't see his picture, unfortunately. But he is our also our Imam, one of the reciters, mashallah. May Allah bless him. Then we went to this young man. Look, Imam Jassat is posing pretty well. He's looking good, posing with his book, alhamdulillah. And then the last one is none other than this one. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I am wearing masks. I have to wear masks because I've been telling everyone to wear masks. So I can't just turn up to people's doors without wearing any mask. That's me, my baseball hat, my jeans, and my shirt. I don't look your Imam type, but hey, what does an Imam look like? Anything can be it. Actually, and there you are. I'm giving one more over there, keeping our social distance. And then last not the least of our presents given to, that's my boy and me, mashallah. That's him. You've seen him on our screen, alhamdulillah. May Allah bless us all and give our children hayatan tayyiba. There you go. Now I need to get rid of Yamin's name because Yamin is no longer here. And get Imam Mushtaq. Assalamu alaikum, Imam Mushtaq.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
You have done a miraculous thing with no echo now. We're all so delighted, alhamdulillah. Good stuff. Go ahead, Imam. Tell us your, please do the translation for us.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. The knowledge of the hour rests solely with him. Not a fruit comes forth from its sheath, nor does any female conceive, nor give birth to a child, that it is in his knowledge. On that day he will call out to them, where are those associates of mine? They will answer, we have declared to you that none of us can bear witness to that. Then all those deities whom they once used to call upon shall vanish, and they will come to know for sure that there is no escape for them. Man wearies not of praying for good, but when evil visits him, he despairs and gives up all hope. And if we bestow our mercy upon him after hardship, he will surely say, this is what I truly deserve, and I do not believe that the hour of resurrection will ever come to pass. And if I am returned to my Lord, there too I shall enjoy the best. Surely we shall fully apprise the unbelievers of what they have done, and we shall certainly make them taste a severe chastisement. When we bestow our favor upon man, he turns away and waxes proud. But when a misfortune touches him, he is full of supplication. Tell them, O Prophet, did you ever consider if this Quran is indeed from Allah and you still deny it? Who can be in greater error than he who goes far in fiercely opposing it? Soon shall we show them our signs on the horizons and in their own beings until it becomes clear to them that it is the truth. Is it not enough that your Lord is a witness over everything? Lo, they are in doubt concerning their meeting with their Lord. Surely he fully encompasses everything.
Jazakallahu khairan, Imam Mushtaq. That was beautiful, short and sweet. Allah bless you. Allah give you hayatun tayyiba. What did you have for iftar? But don't tell me it was the usual. I want to know something.
So you want to know what I had for iftar?
Yeah, but not the usual. You always say usual. Kisuri.
Dates. I had dates.
And all the rest of this. Dates, okay.
I had water,
Oh.
smoothies, again
Okay.
smoothies.
Uh-huh.
Then I had khichuri
Oh.
again, and chana.
Mm.
Chana, and what else did I have? Some salad.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
But
look.
I'm not eating too much. I'm trying
you
to
lost
eat
any
less
weight?
now.
Have you lost any weight?
I don't know. I haven't weighed myself.
I can tell
hope
you,
so.
I have lost 1 stone. I've lost
I
already.
don't look it. I look. I've gained. Maybe
don't
I've
know.
gained some weight.
You have to check yourself. I've lost. I know I've lost because I went to check it the other day. Alhamdulillah, I'm very grateful to Allah. Thank you, Imam Mushtaq. See you soon, inshallah, again.
Inshallah.
Stay safe. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, ladies and gentlemen. That's Imam Mushtaq for us. I'm going to let him go and inshallah see him very soon again. So, brothers and sisters, lots of you have messaged, mashallah. Today, messages galore. I don't know what's going on with you all. So many messages. I can't even read them because my eyesight has gone down the drain. His recitation is something you can listen to for all day and all night. Aziz, I agree with you, mashallah. Aisha Bibi Mangera says salam. Nazaleen Muhammad says salam. Bibi Aisha Pirbak says beautiful recitation. Zubaydah says Jazakallah khair for both Imam uncles and LIC aunties for their great gift and the book, which will inshallah help with the hifz from now on from Yusuf. May Allah bless you, Yusuf. Fatima Mangara says Assalamu alaikum, dearest brothers and sisters. Aziz says yes, Ya Allah, allow this pandemic to end so that we can pray behind our future hafiz and imams, inshallah. Aziz, absolutely, for a change, we're all agreeing to you. Aziz says go to Egypt. Maryam says beautifully recited. Shakira Mangera says Ameen. Zamir Abdullah says, listen, learning from Egypt, do you think Sisi will ever allow a rounded Islam to be taught? Well, my brother, it's better than going to Saudi Arabia, where you're going to get one version of Islam that is not just distorted, but very politicized. In Egypt, of course, the society is very repressive. The political society is very repressive. The regime is illegitimate dictatorship. But there are amazing scholars that you will meet on a personal level who you can learn from. And it is still their education system is more rounded than most of the other countries. Jordan is very good if you want to go to. Tunisia is proving to be a very good destination for studying Arabic and Islamic studies now. Alhamdulillah, with the freedom and rule of law, etc., etc. Really, really good. Fatima Mangara says, Imam Jasad, where is your mosque? Yes, ask Imam Jasad, Fatima Mangara. In fact, give him one if you like. Alfonso says, beautiful smile, Imam Mushtaq, indeed. Not Imam Mishtaq, Imam Mushtaq. Sounds like miswak for a change. MashaAllah, Aziz was right today. Yes, Aziz, for the first time you're right. What shall we give you as a present? I don't know what I should give. I got the book from the Imam today, but I can't give you this book as a present, so I'm afraid I can't give you anything else. There you go. I can give you a mask, Aziz, if that's what you want. Come over, I'll give you my mask. You can have, what else can you have? You can have, no, you can't have anything else. I'm afraid I don't have anything else in this room. I have a screwdriver, if that helps. This is for Aziz. If Aziz wants a gift, I can give him. I'm looking for something to give. I can give Aziz, actually, I can give Aziz something unique. Aziz, I think you'd really benefit from this. A book on marriage. It's called 10 Things You Should Know About Marriage. I will, inshallah, see you when I see you next time. I will give you this book that I wrote for marriage. If you're interested in getting married, Aziz, this is for you. Even if you're married, it will be a useful book for you, inshallah. How about that? Does that sound good and reasonable to you all? Imam Mushtaq is sitting behind and smiling. I can see him smiling with ear to ear smile. Today's question, I've got two questions for you. Aziz says, Jazakallah, brother. Alhamdulillah. Aziz, I hope you're not getting married again. I hope you're still happy with your one wonderful wife. If you are getting married again, I don't want to be the person responsible. I'm only giving you a gift of book to remind you the value of marriage. If anybody wants to buy this book, you can, of course. It's I don't know if it's available. It's available on the websites. But anyway, that's not what we are here for. Brothers and sisters, I've got a question for you. I am a very small animal. I'm a very small animal. I crawl on the floor. I'm insignificant. I'm almost invisible to your eyes. Sometimes you step on me, you trample me. Sometimes you kill me. Sometimes you don't care. You don't even realize what function I play in the world. I was complaining to Allah about a prophet and his army and his people. Who am I? Aziz, Aziz, Aziz. You are on fire today, bro. I'm sorry, brothers and sisters. But I think, Aziz, you've been beaten by Zubaydah Ahmed. Zubaydah beat you to it. She said ant. Of course, it was ant. And what is the name of ant in the Quran in Arabic language? What is the name of ant in the Quran? Which surah is named by ant? And what surah is it in Arabic language? Give us the Arabic name and the surah number, if you may. Sister Rabi, please stop bugging me. Sister Rabi keeps on writing to me while I'm doing my show. Can you imagine that? I don't know why she's... Boss lady can't keep her eyes off me. She thinks I'm going to get you into trouble. She thinks I'm going to say things against her one day. By the way, did you know Sister Rabi's son and me, we share the same day as birthday. Even though we share the same birthday, I've never received a single gift from Sister Rabi on my birthday. That's a complaint. Boss lady, that's a complaint. Big complaint. Aziz will get a trophy from me for bringing lifeless, light-hearted joy. Liveliness and light-hearted joy to our program. Yes, he will. In fact, Aziz will get a present for getting it wrong all the time. Sadiha Mangera says, but Imam, you said an animal, not an insect. Ant is an animal. Is an ant an animal? Are you denying ant being an animal? La ilaha illallah. Bobby, I got that. No, I know how you feel, Aziz. Lol meow, he says all of that. 27. Not anmal, not anmal Hassan. I'm sorry, it's not anmal. Namal. 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 Aisha Bibi Mangera. Lo, unfortunately, we have run out and can't get hold of any what? Masks. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Why didn't the Imam tell me? I could have given him loads of masks. I have lots here. Alhamdulillah. If you want a mask, I will give it to you. No problem, Imam. You can have a mask. You can have 3. You can wear one at the front, one at the back, one on your eyes. You'll be protected all the way. Or Fatima Mangera says, wear niqab. Yes, that's a good idea, Fatima. That's a good idea. You know what? I have my cloth. There you go. I can wear my niqab for the day. Does that suit me, everybody? For the rest of our program, what if I stay like this for the rest of our program? What do I look like? You would prefer me like that or no? Tell me if you prefer me like this or you would prefer me without my niqab. Fatima Mangera says, wear niqab. Are you talking to me, Fatima Mangera, or are you talking to Imam Jasad? Ladies and gentlemen, there was a time when wearing a niqab was frowned upon. Now it's become fashionable. I may do that myself. I look quite good, I think, with my glasses and my niqab. What do you think? Anyway, I'm going to take that off. I can't even breathe. Can't even see. Can't speak. Never mind. So that was the first question. Secondly, second question for you all, again to do with you look like a Western cowboy. Aziz, you had to say that. You know, I have a cowboy hat. I'll get when the next speaker comes up, who is going to do the introduction to, or who's going to do the key message, I will go and get my cowboy hat and I'll show it to you. Aziz, just for you, bro. Definitely niqab. Zahida Mangera. What do you mean, definitely niqab? You want me to cover my face? Am I looking that bad looking? La ilaha illallah. What's going on with these people? Sister Rabi, what do you think? Do these people really mean that I need to cover up my face? They don't want to see my face. Allahu Akbar. This is sad. Like they say, I must have a very good face for the radio, not for television. I don't know. Anyway, next question I have for you is, I'm a bird, and I was a bird of one of the prophets. My special duty was to go and gather information. I was like an intelligence officer, spy. I used to fly from one place to another place. I discovered a very beautiful kingdom run by a queen. What's my name? And which prophet was I with? Which prophet used to control me, look after me, take care of me, and I was a spy for? The name of the prophet and what's my name? I'm a bird. I didn't mean you, all the ladies, Zahida Mangera. Zahida Mangera, I wouldn't recommend that. I wouldn't recommend niqab for anybody, though I think I look good with niqab. Pigeons, Bobby Khan, come on, man. It's not pigeon. La ilaha illallah. Bobby Khan, I think that deserves I think, I don't know, that deserves a real penalty. I think, Bobby Khan, that reserves £100 penalty. Saleha Mangera has got it straight away. She has called it Hud. And which prophet was it, Saleha Mangera? Or anybody else? Which prophet and which bird was it? So which prophet and which bird? I'll tell you the story in a minute. What else did you do today? Zamir says Hud, yes. And Zubaydah Ahmed says Prophet Sulaiman. Yes, Zubaydah, you're correct. Zamir Hud is correct. Basima says Sulaiman, you're correct. Fatima Mangera says doves. No doves. It was Hud. Saliha, give Fatima some tips. She's saying doves. Sulaiman, Aisha Ahmad says the Prophet was Sulaiman. Yes, Prophet Sulaiman was with his entourage. His entourage included humans, jinns, birds, and other animals, and he was ruling over them. He looked around and he said, where is Hud today? He better not be lazy and late. He better have a good excuse. No lame excuses will be acceptable in my court today. After a little while, suddenly Sulaiman heard the chirping of a bird. That was Hud. Hud comes in, and in his bird language, he says to Prophet Sulaiman, Allah gave him the abilities to understand the language of the bird. He says, oh Sulaiman, I found an amazing kingdom, and the kingdom is being ruled justly by a lady. Her name is Sheba, Queen of Sheba. And she was, Bilqis, her name was actually, Queen of Sheba. She was ruling the country through justice and fairness, but she was not believing in Allah. Sulaiman said, and her throne was beautiful. Yes, it was beautiful. And then Prophet Sulaiman did one of those most amazing miracles. He ordered one of his jinns to go and lift up the entire throne of Bilqis over to him, and she instantly landed in his court. And the spy was Hud. Sorry, I gave the English name for the bird. That's okay, Basima Hussein. I don't mind. Slightly late, though you got it right. Fatima Mangera, which prophet stories on YouTube? Watch prophet stories on YouTube, and you will get the answer right. Prophet Sulaiman, absolutely right. Prophet Sulaiman. Yesterday we talked about Prophet Muhammad having a second name called Muhammad, and the other name was Ahmad. The second name is Ahmad, of course. You got that right. Today, my bad, Prophet Nuh had the doves. I don't know about Prophet Nuh. Prophet Nuh had all the other animals with him too. I want to talk to you about a prophet who lived for nearly 1,000 years. A prophet under whose reign came a massive flood. A prophet whose wife and his son was rebellious against his message. Which prophet was this? What's the name of that prophet? What's the name of that prophet, brothers and sisters? I'm asking you to do this. I'm also waiting for our dear brother to join, who is going to do our key message today. Musa saw what? Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. No, that's not correct. We have Kamal Rajab Ali is coming today to speak. Basima, Bobby Khan got this right this time. Bobby, well done. It's Prophet Noah in the Arabic language. Allah talks about Prophet Nuh in Surah Nuh. We were reading Surah Nuh with our children today, just before iftar, alhamdulillah. Tariq Aslam says Hazrat Nuh, yes, correct. Aisha Bibi says Nuh. Sania Khalid says, Nuh, you're all correct. It was Prophet Nuh alayhi salatu wassalam. Okay, the last question before our keynote speaker comes up. Do we have our keynote speaker? Did you get my link, my dear brother? Did you get the link? I sent it to you. Kamal, oh, there you go. Kamal, it's your time to come now. You're supposed to be giving the keynote at 23:05. It's already 23:05. If anybody has Kamal's number, please give him a call and remind him that he should be here. We're waiting for his keynote message. Brothers and sisters, what else happened to you today? Tell me anything interesting that happened to you. Well, I did some gardening today. I dug a lot of space. I planted my squash plants. I planted some marrow plants. I planted some tomato plants. I planted, established automatic watering system that I have already in place for all the new plants that I had planted. I weeded the garden. I cleared up the back garden. And between 10 and 11 and 12, I had to go somewhere else to do something else. And then when Imam Jasad came at 1 o'clock to pick me up from my house, or to come to my house and for me to follow him, he gave the gifts to my children, and then I went with him and we delivered some gifts to everybody as we showed you. And then I came back home. I did my Quran class at 5 o'clock till 6 o'clock. And then I did my gardening between 6 and 7. At 7 o'clock, I did another live program. And from 8 until Iftar and Isha, I had rested. And now I'm here today with you until 11:30, inshallah. And then after that, in the evening, I intend to study like I do every night until Suhoor, alhamdulillah. Shakira Mangera says, I cut my husband's hair. He looks 10 years younger. My dear sister Shakira, look, my hair has gone so long, it's unbelievable. It's longer, apparently, than my wife's hair, she said to me. She goes to me, your hair is longer than mine. Tariq Aslam says, Sheikh, you were on the radio show today. Which radio were you watching? Or were you listening to? It must have been a pre-recorded program on the radio program that I did. Alhamdulillah. Which radio, Tariq Aslam? Please let me know. And then, who else is it? Basima says, I took my daughter for a driving lesson. Then I went for a 1.5 mile walk. MashaAllah. Zahida Mangara says, Saleh did some painting and baked some biscuits. That's very nice. Zahida said baked. Zahida keeps on baking. Siddiq Ahmad says, Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Zahida, I'm not 100% sure if those baking is good. And also, I'm not sure if I believe you, Zahida. I'd like to see some of those baking items to believe if they're good. So send it to me in my direction. Bobby Khan says, I made wonton soup. What's wonton soup? No idea what that is. Is that wonton soup for your cat? What is wonton soup? Looking beautiful, mashallah. Siddiq Ahmed says, thank you very much. Allah bless you for that. Aisha Jamal says, we did some artwork with the kids, making lantern, putting lights on and decorating the house for Eid. That's a very good idea. We must do that ourselves. And lots of spring cleaning, alhamdulillah. Fatima Mangera, I'm making fresh naan and butter chicken for iftar, inshallah, or for tonight. Bobby Khan is Chinese soup. I thought it was a soup for the cat. Sorry, Bobby Khan, I'm just joking. Aziz says, I was watching the wall clock for iftar. You've got to laugh at Aziz, mashallah. Allah bless him. My dear brother, he is here, mashallah, mashallah. Look who is here. Look who has turned up.
I'm sorry.
Kamal Rajab Ali. We lost you. You're supposed to be here 3 minutes ago. What happened to you?
What happened was I couldn't press. I didn't see the button at the bottom, so I was waiting, and then I got a message from the boss.
Did Sister Rabi give you a call?
Yeah, I thought I was a host. I was waiting, and I was thinking something's wrong here. And then I realized I'm sure I'm going to get a little smack on the wrist once the lockdown is over.
Well, Zahida Mangera says she's not going to share her baking with me because she lives too far away. Shakira Mangera says, snap, we had some homemade wonton and noodles. Wonton soup. Ah, the Chinese one. I'm sorry, I didn't realize. I thought that was the soup for Bobby the cat. Jenny Little, my children painted and watered the plants, alhamdulillah. But Kamal, what did you do for living? What did you do today? How did you keep yourself occupied?
Today I did gardening.
What did you plant?
I had to move some of the plants, empty some of the baskets, and then I bought some. I bought a few plants and planted them. It's difficult to get plants at the moment, but yeah, I had to tidy up. I had to clean my mum's front garden as well.
Oh, there you go. That's an announcement I needed to make. That is, I'm looking for runner beans. If anybody's got any plants that they've planted and they've got extra runner beans, let me know, because I had them and mine have died. Unfortunately, mine have died. Not because of watering. Perhaps I planted them too early and the frost got them. So therefore they're dead. I checked them today. I probably will need to throw them in the bin. So if anybody's got any extra runner beans, please let me know. I'll come and pick them up. I'll be very happy with that. Bobby Khan, I made prawn wonton soup. I love it. Bobby Khan, no point you sharing it with us virtually. You gotta come and deliver it to our houses, inshallah. Brother Kamal, what did you have for iftar?
I made some aubergine fritters and some bread fritters.
Sounds like
I
a plan.
had that before.
Never, but I'm looking forward to trying it one day when you.
With some coriander chutney.
Whoa, sounds good. Is that a
I'm
Guyanese?
Russian
Is that a
guest.
Guyanese food or Mauritian food?
No, Russian food.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Okay, let's hear your key message. I don't want to disturb you today. I was told off last time for disturbing. So please, in one run, don't go over time. Bismillah.
No, I'll be happy for you to interject. I think the first thing I'd like to say is I'd like to remember Auntie Eileen, who I knew very well since a child. And she was always a happy, smiling woman. She always brought some sunshine in the kitchen when you went to go and meet her and talk to her. And she was one of the stalwarts of the mosque, you know, in the kitchen, cooking, looking after, right from the beginning. So I'd like to send my condolences and I made dua for her, obviously to Uncle Azim, Shalina, Shalisa, and Nazim, the son, because I know it's a very difficult time for them. And I know she's been ill for a while, but I'd like to pay my respects to a lovely woman. She was a lovely woman, and I really respected her. And I think I wanted to talk today about the position of women in the mosque. And I remember when I was a trustee with Mr. Ali and the rest of the team when they were building the mosque. For them, having women front and center of the mosque was absolutely crucial. So when they built the mosque, they built a section for the women in the central area, only for women. It wasn't an afterthought. It wasn't if there wasn't room, then we'd ask women to come in. Or if we had spare capacity, it was, this is the place for women, and this is where they're going to be. This is their place. This is where they're going to pray. And it was such a refreshing part. And one of the sad things is when I've been going to Mauritius probably now for over 40 years, and I still struggle to see that when I go to Mauritius, it's probably no more than 6 or 7 mosques that allow women in. But a good majority of mosques, women aren't allowed to go and pray. And I always found Mr. Ali and obviously, Auntie Raima, who was also a key driver. They wanted women in the mosque. And it's been a beacon. And when he built the mosque and he built a women's section, he basically set the template and he showed other mosques, this is what you need to do. And that was a really powerful message. And I think, Mr. Ali, when you go back in time, back to Ghana, they didn't have a lot of the customs that maybe we have in Southeast Asian countries. They were different in the way they saw things. And I think what was also very interesting was they came from a culture where they spoke English. So in the mosque, everything was done in English. And it was always a struggle when I was going to other mosques when I was growing up, where they would do the Friday sermon in Urdu or Arabic. I couldn't understand. Most of the people couldn't understand. But when we went to see Mr. Ali and you went to the mosque, everything was in English. So you understood what they were saying and the messages they were saying, what the imams were saying. And that was really important for the second generation because English is our mother tongue here. So I think that was another area that helped attract a different type of person and also helped the younger generation. I think the other thing that came when you used to go to the mosque was he understood, and Mrs. Ali, they would treat people who came to the mosque, and in Ramadan is a perfect example. They would treat people as if they were guests in their own home, and they would go out of their way to provide really good quality food for everybody. And that was the glue that bound everybody together. I always remember, you know, when we had this, the synagogue was converted into the mosque, and the people that would come and eat, and they would say to me the food was so good and the hospitality was so good and the camaraderie and brotherhood was so good. And that was a key part of why the mosque attracted so many people, because it had that warm, welcoming nature. So people would pray, but they'd also have that sense of community. And a lot of the congregation in that area, and still are, you know, they're not people who have got a lot of money. And the mosque was a really powerful place for them. And it also showed people, you know, that mosque in a very deprived area, what a fantastic mosque that is, what a legacy that building is. And the last time I spoke, I really wanted to get across that people should not take that mosque for granted. They shouldn't look at it and think, oh, this mosque magically appeared. This mosque took 40 years to achieve. You know, and I remember when Mr. Ali was building it, and the, you know, not Mr. Ali, the team, you know, and I remember Uncle Sattar, who when I was a child was also, you know, him and Mr. Ali were the two, and Mrs. Sattar and Auntie Raymo, they were the key protagonists in the organization. But they wanted to do things properly. They wanted to have the best. And I remember when they were building the mosque, and people looked at people said, oh, why are they spending so much money on these materials and stuff? But Mr. Ali had the vision. He had a vision that he wanted to use the best, because he knew that the mosque would outlast. That mosque would be there. And when you look at the mosque now and you look at it when it was first built, it still looks just as good, because he built it with a vision, you know, and he planned ahead. And that's why, you know, it sets him out from other people. He had vision, and he wanted to do things properly. He didn't want to cut corners. If he wanted to do something, he'd do it well. And I always remember that, you know, when I used to go to his house, and we used to go to the back, and I remember seeing his garden when I was about, I think, 10 or 11. And most Asian families I used to go to, there was just concrete in the back. You know, we would never see plants. And I remember seeing his garden, and I was just blown away, seeing all these beautiful plants, and it was so well kept. And again, it reflected the type of person he was. When he does something, he does it really well. And that's the legacy of the mosque. And we're all part of that. And it's really important, you know, this is, you know, potentially one of the odd nights. It's Layla Qadr. And when you imagine, you know, the mosque at the moment it's closed, and we want people to donate to this amazing mosque. And if you imagine, if tonight is the night of power, and you put down, you know, £1 a day, roughly £350, that is an equivalent of £10 million. You know, that is £10 million of what you will get as that equivalent. So please, you know, support this mosque. Don't take it for granted. Don't assume this mosque is here. Don't underestimate the work that these people do. And the people, you know, Auntie Eileen is a real testament to that. One of those people who worked tirelessly for that mosque, you know, from the very beginning. So I want to honor these people, you know, the people who've been here right from the beginning. And there's so many of them, you know, so many of them who've been such an integral part of this mosque. And I always remember, you know, and you get stories, Mr. Ali, you know, some of the things. And I remember one of the stories he said to me was, we were painting in the mosque, and well, he was painting, I was trying to paint. And he said to me, you know, sometimes you go on the wrong bus, but you might end up at the right station. Sometimes you might take 2 or 3 wrong buses, but you might end up at the wrong station. But he said the most important thing is you need to know when you're on the wrong bus. And it was a bit of a life story. And it was trying to, you know, I think he was trying to convey to me, but look, sometimes you're going to make the wrong turnings in life, but you've got to know when you make those wrong turnings. And it's up to you to make those changes. And that was what I think the message you were saying. But he was always somebody that, you know, he had a different perspective. And you can see that in the way he ran the mosque, in the way he built the mosque, in the way that he was always wanting people to be involved. And yesterday I was really interested to hear, you know, the brother Nurul, the young guy, well, he's 28 now, how he'd been in the mosque and how much he was helping. And I can see that guy growing, you know, from a child, how he's taken over, and how proud will his father be that he's now collecting money for the mosque, taking over from his dad. And I was so inspired to see, you know, like he said, you know, he was a young guy at the back. And I always remember Mr. Uncle Ali as well. Normally in a mosque, the kids are always at the back and they're always messing around. And he always used to say to us, bring the kids in the front, let them pray by their parents, because he wanted to treat the kids like the adults. And he was right. He didn't want the kids to be just at the back, because the kids are our future. You know, they're just as important praying in a mosque, and therefore they should be part, integrating them into the mosque. And that was another thing that, again, you know, I hadn't seen that in other mosques. But he loved kids, you know, he loved children. He loved his grandchildren, his great-grandchildren. You see his face light up when you see kids. And even in the mosque, when I see kids, they all love him. He loved kids, you know, and he always had time to talk to children. And that's why people loved him so much. You know, he was a special man. And I was very lucky to have him part of my life, because undoubtedly he shaped, you know, my life in many aspects. And I learned a lot from him. But and I know so many people, other people did. You know, he touched many people's lives. And when you look back, you know, this was a small community. The Guyanese community was a very small community. And yet what they achieved as a group is, you know, unbelievable. And the really positive thing is that legacy, his legacy is continuing. You know, Rabi is continuing his legacy. They're continuing the outreach work. And one of the points I made, you know, the last time I spoke was, there's all the positive things that happen in the mosque, all the nice things that happen, you know, Eid and Bakrid, the celebrations. But equally, coming back to my story about the station, it will be potentially our last station that we visit. My wife went there, you know, Ms. Dali went there. And from there, they went to the cemetery. So we need to remember that. And the support that these people give you when, you know, you go through difficult times shouldn't be overestimated. They will come to the hospital. They will come to your home. They will support you before, during, and after. And that's such an important thing. And again, we mustn't take those things for granted. Please, you know, keep this mosque. This mosque needs your support and help. We need to help this fantastic, you know, community center, because it is a community center. It's a mosque, but it's a community center. And I'm proud to be involved with this mosque and the people who run it and the congregation and, you know, the culture. It's a special place. And I'm really, you know, I'm pleased to be able to talk again. I thank people for the opportunity. I thank people for listening to me. I wish everybody a happy Ramadan, and inshallah their du'as will come, you know, will be granted. And inshallah, please donate, and hopefully your donation will be worth a lot more, and you'll get this now and obviously in the hereafter.
Jazakallah khair, brother. Wonderful. Allah bless you for that amazing message. I promised Sister Rabi that I will not disturb you when you're talking. I didn't disturb you. I kept my promise. Well done for that amazing insight and a brilliant,
Thank you.
Brilliant words of both your own sharing of story as well as the wisdom that you gave. Thank you very much. Allah bless you. And we'll speak very soon again.
Assalamualaikum.
Alaykum assalam wa rahmatullah. That's wonderful, isn't it? So nice to hear. Thank you very much, my dear brother Kamal. I'm going to let him go. Now, brothers and sisters, the question about sisters and brothers space in the masjid. Let me put it to you, brothers and sisters, something very simple. Let me put it to you very simply. And according to Islam, if a mosque prevents a woman from praying in that mosque, then according to Islam, that's not a mosque. Now listen to me very carefully. If a mosque prevents a woman from praying in the mosque, if a woman is prevented from praying in a mosque, then that should not be classified as a mosque. It's a very simple announcement. It's a very simple Islamic rule, actually, that a mosque should be a space for worship for all Muslims, whether they're male or a female, it makes no difference. If children are prevented, that should not be called a mosque. If women are prevented, it should not be called a mosque. Some men don't get it. They think it's their God-given right, especially some of our earlier generation who are stuck in their ways and they don't want to change. Let me make it very, very clear to you, brothers and sisters. Under no circumstances should we stop women from going to the mosque. There's a very nice story from the life of Sayyidina Umar ibn Khattab, from one of the, Umar ibn Khattab's story. Umar ibn Khattab came home and he told his wife, "Oh, my wife," I think it was, I can't remember her name. Some companions asked Umar's wife, "Why do you go to the mosque when you know your husband doesn't like you to go to the mosque?" She said, "Well, if he doesn't like me from going to the mosque, why doesn't he stop me? Why doesn't he stop me?" And it is said that Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu was so angry and vexed by what he heard. One of his sons who prevented his wife from entering the mosque, and Ibn Umar was very angry about it, saying, Rasulullah said, "Do not stop a woman from going to the mosque. Don't you hear me? Do not stop a woman from going to the mosque." It is very important, my brothers and sisters, to recognize that our mosques must have sister space everywhere, up and down in every mosque in this country. It's not a good excuse, my brothers, to say we don't have enough space for men. Or if you don't have enough space for men, then the space that you have should be shared with sisters first. And then when you expand, you should expand that's exactly the same way, in the same proportion for brothers and sisters. It can't be, "Oh, I have got one room, I'm going to have it for brothers. There is no space for brothers, therefore there is no sisters space at all." That's wrong. That's absolutely wrong. Anyway, it's another discussion for another time. Some of you have raised some questions which I need to still answer. If you've got any questions to raise, brothers and sisters, raise it on the side. We'll be very happy to answer them, mashallah. Aziz says, "I have 5 young daughters. I pray to Allah they can carry out their duties out of the duty of a son, especially." Why duty of a son? You've got 5 daughters. We make dua that they can carry out the duty of a daughter. Why do they have to carry out the duty of a son, especially on the path of Allah? "I have 5 young daughters and I pray to Allah they can carry out the duty of a son." My brother, that's not the right dua, Aziz. Your dua should be, "May Allah give my children the abilities to perform the duty of," if you've got daughters, "of a daughter. May Allah make them the best, inshallah. Give them hayatan tayyiba, make them the best of the children in our community, inshallah." Do not ever doubt the value of what your children bring, especially what your daughters bring. They bring, subhanallah, blessings in your life. Fatima said, "A closet or a broom cupboard for sisters is unacceptable for ladies indeed. And if you see a mosque with a broom cupboard or a closet for ladies, rebel. Demand that they open up the space for sisters. This cultural mumbo jumbo has kept us far too behind for too long." Questions that I've received so far while I wait for our Imam to join us. Imam Qadir is supposed to be joining us for dua in a minute, inshallah. I think I've sent him the message already. Let's see if he turns up, inshallah. He probably is giving us a bit more time to talk about the Imam. He's here, mashallah. Just mentioned Imam Abdul Qadir and he's here. Do we include our up and coming income when we give zakat? Okay, there is a question about zakat. Brothers and sisters, let me clarify this. Zakat is only payable to and applicable to 8 categories of people. Remember, 8 categories of people can get zakat. So those who are only allowed to receive zakat, you need to know who they are. Number 1, they're al-fuqara, the poor. Fuqara are the people who live below the poverty line and don't have enough means to live a normal life like others. Okay? Very clear. They deserve your zakat in order to meet the daily necessities of life. Fuqara, the poor. Number 2, masakin. Masakin are the needy. Masakin are extremely, extremely poor people. Those who are very needy. These people don't have any possession or income. Your zakat money can help them in improving their life's condition, living condition. 3, those who go out to collect zakat. In other words, those who work in the charity sector. Some brothers and sisters don't understand that those who do work for charity sector, even Allah says, give the zakat collector their share for what they've done. So zakat can be given to people who work in an authorized charity, and to distribute the charity, you can give them money from your zakat, a proportion of it as their salary. Number 4, those who convert to Islam. Somebody who's become Muslim, they're also eligible for zakat because they would have left their family, they would have been distanced from their friends, they may have lost a lot. So to help them in their journey, they're entitled to zakat. Unless, of course, they're very rich. In that case, they're not. And they can give zakat, inshallah. Number 5, freeing of captives. If somebody has been imprisoned, somebody who's been in bondage, in slavery, freeing them, you can put your zakat money to free them. If somebody is in debt, zakat can be given to somebody to pay off their debt, crippling debt that they can't pay. They owe somebody. So you can give somebody some money towards their debt so they can be cleaned of debt. Number 7, in the path of Allah. In other words, those who are striving in the cause of Allah, you can give them money. So nowadays in the modern time, it would be, you can give zakat money for educational da'wah purposes. You can give zakat money for people who are inviting people to the path of Allah, and that's their full-time job, etc., etc. Number 8, wayfarers or travelers who don't have a fixed abode. Like the travelers, we have a culture within Islam to pay zakat to the travelers, especially travelers who are very poor. So remember, 8 categories of people can receive zakat. The fuqara, the fuqara are those who are poor, but they may have some assets. No, poverty, below poverty line actually. Masakin are those who are very, very poor, have no assets. Zakat collectors, number 3. Those who converted to Islam, number 4. Freeing of captives, or freeing people from slavery, bondage, or prison, or whatever they are suffering, number 5. Number 6, anyone who is in debt. Number 7, anyone who is working in the cause of Allah, in da'wah, in education, etc., and the travelers. These are the 8 categories of people who can receive your zakat. Please remember that. When you're giving zakat, you should be giving zakat from your surplus. Any money that you have surplus in your bank account for over a year, on which you must pay 2.5% in zakat. There are fixed amounts that you have to pay for gold and silver. There is a measure, a threshold. When it reaches that weight, you must give the value of it and 2.5% of that value in zakat. There is also zakat on your assets, any fixed asset that you have. You will also have to pay zakat. You can check that out again. Zakat must be given on surplus. Zakat should not be given on money that I owe people. So if I'm in debt, I can't pay from my debt any zakat money. However, if I've lent somebody money, the money will come back one day. That's my money still. I still have to pay zakat on my money that I've lent to people. Remember these very simple equations. Are we allowed to have photos of our family in the house? Yes, there is no reason why you can't have a photo of your family in the house. What is not allowed is to put flowers around them, to put candles around them, to dedicate your worship on them, to show reverence to them, to do rituals around them. Then it becomes not only haram, not only bid'ah, but it can also be tantamount to shirk. You can keep photographs in the houses, not a problem. Aisha Bibi says, Ameen. Shakira says, masjid should be a heart of the community indeed. Zubaida says, was so insulting while traveling in Bangladesh. Yes, correct. You could travel from the north of Bangladesh to south of Bangladesh, and you would have come across the country's masajids. Remember, Bangladesh is a country of mosques, but not a single mosque you will find that has got space for sisters. It is a disgrace. It's a disgrace in Bangladesh, I tell you. It's a disgrace in many countries like India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, where women are banished from the mosque because men don't really utilize what Allah has given them, and that is equality of space. Can we pray wearing vest? Alfonso has got so many questions. Yes, as a man, you can pray wearing vest, but would you go and see your queen? Would you go and see the prime minister? Would you go and see somebody of importance wearing a vest? You won't. You will dress up, right? Allah says, when you come to pray, put whatever you can within your means, the best of clothing. If you don't have clothes to wear, in the sense of wearing the best of clothes, then, some companions of Rasulullah used to come to pray just wearing a piece of cloth, covering their navel to their knee, around their waist, just like a piece of skirt or a lungi, as we call it in Bengali. That's all they could afford. They did not have an covering over their top because they are poor. But if you have got money, if you've got clothes galore and you're just too lazy to put on clothes, then I will remind you, don't be lazy when it comes to seeing Allah, when it comes to talking to Allah. Put some clothes on, please, and don't be so lazy. That's a very important thing to do. Okay, let's go to Imam Abdul Qadir, who's been waiting. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Imam.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, bhai?
How are you doing?
I'm very well, alhamdulillah.
You look very tired today. What's happened?
No, just a little bit tired today. That's all.
Bobby didn't give you biryani today. I can see that.
No, I did. I had some.
Yeah, look, see, as soon as I mentioned biryani, your face lit up. Allahu Akbar. It's like a magic button that to press.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
Make dua for us, bismillah. Yalla, we're joining you.
Today, my brother, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers and sisters, today, as Brother Kamal explained in his keynote speech, one of our trustees of LICS, right from the beginning, our Uncle Azim's wife, as he mentioned, and as you know, Auntie Ali Muhammad, she has passed away. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. As I said, she was a trustee of the masjid right from the beginning, and she tirelessly worked to build what we have today. And she used to always be in the kitchen with Auntie Rahima and all of the other aunties, always cooking and serving and doing all of these things that all of our aunties and sisters have been in right from the beginning in this wonderful masjid that we have. So she was a very, very dedicated and valuable member in our community. So we make a special prayer for her. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant her Jannatul Firdaus, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save her from all of the hardships of the hereafter. Recently, we have lost many, many near ones, dear ones, beloved ones from this illness and so many other illnesses, all of the different types of illnesses that are out there. We make dua for all of our elders who have passed on. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless them all in their graves and give them the best of the best inside Jannah. We also would like to make a dua for our sister Dolly Munyan, our sister Zuleika. We have Shamsun Nisa, we have Islam Chaudhry, and we have Kaifatullah as well. So these are a number of people we will remember in our duas, amongst others, inshallah, today. Please raise your hands, close your eyes, open your hearts, and pray for our entire community. Allahumma ameen. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Oh Allah, we ask that you bless our beloved Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam and bless his family in the same way that you blessed Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam and his family. You are the most magnificent and you are the most majestic. ربنا اغفر لحينا وميتنا وشاهدنا وغائبنا وصغيرنا وكبيرنا وذكرنا وأنثانا اللهم من أحييته منا فأحيا على الإسلام ومن توفيته منا فتوفه على الإيمان. Oh Allah, we ask that you be kind and merciful to us. Be kind and merciful to our parents. Be kind and merciful to our mothers. Be kind and merciful to our fathers. Be kind and merciful to our guardians. Be kind and merciful to our caretakers. Be kind and merciful to all of our elders, for they have loved us, they have cared for us, they have guided us, and they have nurtured us. And without their love, and without their care, and without their guidance, we would be nothing on this earth. Ya Zal Jalali wal Ikram. Allah, we ask that you be kind and merciful to us. Be kind and merciful to our living. Be kind and merciful to our deceased. Be kind and merciful to our present. Be kind and merciful to our absent. Be kind and merciful to our elders. Be kind and merciful to our youngsters. Be kind and merciful to our men. Be kind and merciful to our women. Be kind and merciful to our children. O Allah, while we are alive, let us lead lives which are complementary to the beauty of Islam. And when it is time for us to leave this world, give us the ability to leave this world with the kalima La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah on our lips and in our hearts. Ya Akram al-Akrameen. O Allah, our beloved Auntie Ali Muhammad, O Allah, grant her a beautiful resting place. Oh Allah, we ask that you grant her the best of the best inside Jannatul Firdaus. Oh Allah, we ask that you grant her a wonderful and beautiful resting place. We ask that you grant her the best of the palaces inside Jannatul Firdaus. We ask that you save her from all of the hardships of the hereafter. Ya Dhal Jalal wal Ikram. Allah, we ask that you be kind and merciful to our sister Dolly Munyan, sister Zuleika, Shamsun Nisa, Islam Chaudhry, Kaifatullah. Allah, grant them all all Jannatul Firdaus and save them all from all of the hardships of the hereafter. Ya Dal Jalali wal Ikram. O Allah, the families, we ask that you grant them all sabran jamila, grant them all sabran jamila, the patience and the perseverance that is needed in this time of difficulty. Give them peace and give them solace at this difficult time. Ya Dal Jalali wal Ikram. O Allah, we ask that you bless us all. We ask that you guide us all. We ask that you accept us all. We ask that you forgive us all. And we ask that you protect us all in this world and also in the hereafter. Ya Dhal Jalali wal Ikram. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. Oh Allah, we raised our hands in front of you, we close our eyes in front of you, we open up our hearts in front of you, and we make this humble dua to you in this blessed and beautiful month of Ramadan. We have lost so many of our elders, so many of our youngsters, so many of our near ones, dear ones, beloved ones. Oh Allah, through various causes. Oh Allah, we ask that you grant them all Jannatul Firdaus, and we ask that you save them all from every single hardship of the hereafter. Ya Dhal Jalali wal Ikram. Oh Allah, you are the creator, you are the maintainer, you are the sustainer, you are the provider, you are the protector, you are the definer, you are the designer, you are the all-knowing, you are the all-seeing, you are the all-hearing, you are the most kind, you are the most merciful, you are the most compassionate, you are the most generous, and you are the granter of all du'as. Oh Allah, we ask that you grant us our humble dua in this beautiful month of Ramadan. Ya Dhal Jalali wal Ikram. This month of mercy, this month of forgiveness, this month of granting us Jannatul Firdaus, and this month of emancipating us from the fire of Jahannam. Oh Allah, give us the ability to do more with sincerity, with conviction for your sake. And oh Allah, give us the best of the best in this world and also in the hereafter. Ya Arhamar Rahimin. Wa sallallahu ta'ala ala khayri khalqihi Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. بفضل سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين بفضل لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله.
Ameen Ya Rabbal Alameen. Thank you very much, Imam Abdul Qadir. May Allah bless you. May Allah give you hayatan tayyiba, tawbatan nasuha, ra'atan inda al-hisab, wal-fawza bil-jannah, wal-najat min al-nar, inshaAllah. Thank you. Such a beautiful dua. May Allah bless you. I really enjoyed that. Thank you. Rest well. We'll talk again, inshallah, very soon. Assalamu alaikum. We're all very distressed by the loss of our dear sister, the wife of our dear brother Jimmy. Allah bless us. Allah bless them, inshallah. Some more questions that has been raised, and I haven't answered them, of course, but the ones that came in writing. Why is seeking knowledge important in Islam? Because that's the first revelation, that's the first order, that's the first command of Allah. Iqra, read. Iqra, read. Iqra, read. Remember, in the first revelation, the first 5 verses, it wasn't to pray, it wasn't to give zakat or give charity, it was to read. Reading is the most important element of our faith. Please read, gain knowledge. Without knowledge, you cannot discover Allah. With knowledge, you can discover Allah. Open up your full potential. If you don't read, if you don't write, if you don't study well, you cannot excel. One of the reasons why Muslim community is so behind today in the world globally is because we are now consumers of knowledge. At one time, we were the producers of knowledge. The entire world used to go to Baghdad to study under Muslims. The entire world used to go to Cordoba under Muslims when we were ruling Spain. The entire world used to go to Muslim countries just to learn. Today, we've lost the value of Islam, and therefore, we all need to come back to the very principle of knowledge, brothers and sisters. Sister Jenny says, Jenny Little, Prophet ﷺ strongly forbade hanging pictures. Sister Jenny, that's not true, because at the time of Rasulullah there were no pictures available. There were statues. There were artistic impressions of people. So please do not misunderstand this. The artistic drawing of people has been, according to some scholars, is not allowed. Photograph didn't exist at the time of Rasulullah. Photograph is not the same thing as me drawing someone's image. Photograph is me capturing a moment, freezing a moment on a camera lens, and then printing that. I cannot enhance my face on that image. If I use Photoshop, yes, I can. Then I become a drawer person like that. So do not confuse the issue. And number 2 is that not all scholars agree there is a clear prohibition. So please, let's not get carried away. I don't have any issues of keeping photographs, though I'm not obsessed with keeping photographs. What I'm obsessed with, perhaps, is keeping the house clean and keeping plants in there. Why would you deprive somebody of wanting to put a photograph if they want to, as long as they're not worshipping it, if they're not revering it, if they're not giving flowers and candles to it? I don't understand why you would even say anything like that. Allah, please help my brother to fulfill his ambition with ease and success. Jamila Mangera says, thank you very much. Second question, who wrote hadith? Which is the most authentic? After the death of Rasulullah, hadiths were compiled by the companions first in smaller books. Abu Huraira used to keep a notebook of hadith. There are many other companions like that who were assigned this job. All of these books were compiled with all the narrations compiled by Imam Bukhari first. Actually, Imam Malik wrote the first book of hadith called Al-Muwatta, as we know it. Imam Bukhari created a scientific method by which he could establish which hadith was authentic and which hadith was not authentic. And therefore, he was able to make sure that those hadith that were authentic would be collated in his Sahih al-Bukhari book, and the ones that were not authentic were then put on the back burner. Imam Muslim did the same. All of the 6 Sahih Sittas, as we know, and many other books, there are classifications of hadith. There is a whole science behind it. Go and study it, inshallah. You'll find it, inshallah. Now, Aisha Amal is saying the same thing, hanging photos on the wall, angels entering the house. Sister, do not read some of these literally. There are differences of opinions on these issues. If you ask me a question, I've answered it. I hope, inshallah, you will find whichever answer suits you best, and the right answer, hopefully, inshallah. Which one is the most authentic one? We know Sahih Sitta, the 6 authentic books of hadith, is known as the most authentic. The Quran does not tell us how to deliver prayer. Who decided on the method? Quran doesn't say, but Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam, the angel, told Rasulullah how to pray in his lifetime. And Prophet taught his companions. And Prophet said to his companions, Sallu kama ra'aytumuni usalli, pray like you see me praying. Pray like you see me praying. So Rasulullah learned it from Jibreel. Allah taught Jibreel. Jibreel taught Prophet and Prophet taught us how to pray. Did our Prophet perform miracles? And what are some of them? Prophet did not perform any miracles as such. The biggest miracle of all time is the Quran itself. Read it, learn it, understand it. Read it, learn it, understand it, and practice it. That is the biggest miracle of all miracles ever. My brothers and sisters, with these words, I'd like to finish. May Allah bless you all. But before I finish, I've got a few announcements to make. Very important announcements. Please pay attention to them. £1 a day campaign. £1 a day, £365 a year. £30 a month to sponsor your mosque, sponsor our masjid. Go online and now sign up to it. Donate £30 a month. Create a standing order, or give £365, one donation, and done for yourselves. We need 100 families to come up and do this, inshallah. Please do not wait. Do sponsor this message, mashallah. The next announcement, brothers and sisters, don't go yet. 27th of Ramadan, don't forget. 27th of Ramadan. 27th of Ramadan is when we're going to do a special program starting at 11 o'clock and finishing at 1:30. We'll have huffaz, we'll have reciters, we'll have scholars joining us and giving us reminders. Please do join us, do stay with us, and inshallah we'll have a good program. So 27th of Ramadan, don't forget. And finally, Eid announcement. I will be performing Eid prayer. I'll be performing Eid prayer in the masjid. Masjid is closed. The masjid is closed. I'll be going to the masjid to perform Eid prayer, just like I've been doing Jum'ah reminder from the masjid. I'll be doing a khutbah from the masjid, inshallah. Don't come to the masjid is closed. I'll be broadcasting it live here at 10 o'clock. On Eid day, depending on when the Eid day is, I'll be broadcasting live at 10 o'clock our Eid prayer, as well as the khutbah from the masjid, but don't come because the masjid is closed to the public. So may Allah bless you and accept all our efforts, inshallah. On the 25th night of Ramadan, please pray for all of us. It could be Laylatul Qadr. Ask Allah to forgive us. Remember the dua of Laylatul Qadr. Allahumma Subhanallah, see, we all forget. Allahumma innaka afuwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anna. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا. Brother Aziz, I can't invite you. Please invite, nobody is invited to the masjid. Masjid is closed. But you can watch our prayer on broadcast live, inshallah, on Eid day at 10 o'clock. Until tomorrow, from me and our team, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.